Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video from Reef Drama. Today we're going to go through what I purchased a few days ago. It's a water leak detector. It's Wi-Fi. It's a free app. It was very cheap. It's very good. Stay tuned to the end to find out exactly how much it was and what it's capable of doing. See you in a minute.
Okay, so we're on the app, or we're on the phone. Let's select the app, Smart Life. I've pressed the little button that's actually inside the rear cover where the batteries are. So I've pressed and held that for a few seconds. That's given me the little flashing light on the front of the device. So again, we can now go into the little plus symbol to add something new. And we want to go into sensors again. And then this time we're looking for, I don't know, like flood, sensor, water leak. Here we go, that will do. Water detector, sorry, flood detector, Wi-Fi, that one will do. Let's select that. Again, we've got our internet details, so I'll blur all that off. Found it, but it's just uploading it. You can see the little blue kind of progress bar going around on that right hand side. Okay, so that's done. Select next, and it's now been added successfully. Select done. There we go, uploading, and it's installed. So that's what the actual water leak sensor looks like on the app when you open it up. So we've got a record here, so currently no record at the moment. That's because it's sat on the sofa right next to me. We have smart and set. We've got battery level state is high, water leak alarm is on, low battery is on, and then we've got SMS notification and phone notification. And I'm just going to actually pick it all up, and I'm going to pop it in some water, and just to see what it does. Now I'll do this again when I'm actually fitting it into the sump itself. Let me just put it in the top of the tank. There's some water here. Right, so I'm just putting it into the water now. Hope Piney doesn't come over and bite it. Well, it's come up. Let's take it out of the water. Let's stop that. So what I want to do is, that was whilst I was in the app. So that's all very well and good, but I'm not going to be in the app all the time. Well, that's quite useful. It tells you up there 20th of July at 2:38 it sensed some water, so that's correct. Okay, so what I'm going to test for now is kind of replicating being away from the house. So I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi. There we go, that's now off, and see, we won't be in the app. It will just be kind of like the phone just sitting there normally, and I'm going to dip this sensor into the water, and then we'll see what happens, what it comes up on the screen. So it's in the water now, and we will wait for it to, there we go, we've got a notification, the phone is vibrating, and we've got the water leak alarm come up on the top there, and a little one icon in the, or on the Smart Life app. So if we go into that, we go into the water leak sensor. Once this opens up and loads, there we go, the very top one is showing there at 10:17 on the 23rd of July. This is obviously the day after my previous sort of tests. So that works well. You don't have to be on Wi-Fi in the same house as the water leak sensor. You can be anywhere pretty much, and as soon as it detects the water, it is going to notify you by vibrating the phone and then showing you obviously that little notification at the top of the screen. So that's good news. So let me come out of this, and we'll have a little look at the app a little bit further now. Right, so let's go ahead and clear this notification. Let's clear that. Go back into the app, back into the water leak sensor. And then if we scroll down to smart, I mentioned that earlier. Now what I've done here is I've set it up so that it will notify me when it senses water, but it will also notify me when it comes out of the water. So if I go into the pencil here in the top right hand corner, and we go to tap to run an automation, we'll select that, and then you can see here that I've got at the top water leak sensor, flooding detection state, flooding alarm, and then water leak sensor, flooding detection state, normal again. So open up the top one, the flooding, obviously you can see I've ticked it for flooding, and then the same with the normal, open up that one and it's ticked for normal. So as I say, basically what that means is once it comes back out of the water, it will then let me know that it's now no longer sensing water. So if we have a look at the record where I was playing about with this yesterday, we've got it here, look, flooding alarm, and then it came out and it was normal again, and I was lifting it, you know, in and out really of the water.
Well, there we go. You've seen the app, you've seen it actually installed into the tank, and you've seen it in operation as well. I think it's pretty good. Obviously, I haven't run it for very long. I literally bought it, well, I think it was the end of last week. So it's been in the tank, you know, maybe about 4 days. So certainly not a long time kind of review or anything of the app. And maybe, you know, in 6 months' time, if it's still working, I'll come back and I'll redo another one to let you know how it's performed. But so far so good. As you saw in the video before, it is about that far above where the actual water level comes to once I do a water change. So it won't actually go off when I do a water change. It will only go off if the water ever gets any higher. And there's a couple of reasons, I guess, that that's going to happen. And that's if the nozzle, the return nozzle in the top of the tank there, if that ever gets moved down further, pointing into the tank, then that means that when the water pump goes off, more water is then going to go down into the sump, and therefore it's going to set that alarm off. The other reason is if my auto top-up system decides to go a bit mental and it puts, you know, virtually all of the water that's in the RO tank behind me actually into the sump, and that of course will also raise the water level. I mean, that system, that sensor, it can actually be put at the very, very bottom of the cabinet, so the little pins are touching the bottom of the cabinet, so that way if you get any water going outside of the sump and sort of, you know, in the surrounding cabinet area, then it's also going to notify you. I thought I would do it a little bit different. You know, I'd have it, you know, just a bit above or just slightly below, I should say, the top of the sump itself, and that way before the water even comes out of the sump, it's alerting me to a potential problem. My J Bauer 10,000 sine wave pump is on an app. I'll put a link to that in the top right or left, whichever corner it is, to that pump. And I've got an app for that, which means that I can turn that off at any time. So if anything does go wrong, I can shut certain things down, you know, also being away from the house. And of course, my auto top-up system is also on an app, so that again, I can turn that off at a moment's notice, you know, wherever I might be in the country or even in the world. So yeah, a couple of different options. The other one as well, because it can actually notify you when it's out of the water again, it could potentially go into the bottom or near to the bottom of your RO tank. And that way, as your RO water depletes in your tank as it's going into the main display, then it's going to notify you as it gets to that point when it comes out of the water. So you know then you've only got, you know, a couple of inches of water left in the actual RO tank. So quite a few different options, I think, for it. And the best thing is, it was less than £9 to buy this, less than £9 UK. So fantastic price, and as I mentioned before, a free app as well. What more could you want? Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked the video, please press the little thumbs up button in the bottom there. It does help. And also, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the next video. See you then. Bye for now.
easy go.